Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Zssa, which surprisingly I think I pronounced that right despite not being able to pronounce the Bolinoke. And then this suit that's spelled super fucking weird, I can just pronounce it automatically. I guess I do know English after all, so. And before we get into the initial thoughts here, this is a match. I've had plenty of better matches after this, but this match we were on the brink of defeat for quite a while. Pretty interesting match to watch, even though I fuck up a lot in it. I thought we were gonna fucking lose the first like 3 minutes of it, but that's gonna be the background video for this. But yeah, the Zssa, which is I managed to snag both levels. The first level out of a 10 roll, and then funnily enough, I was like, man, I kind of want the level 2 for 550 because I think it would do good there. And I did a single roll and I got it. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And here we are now. This is the 500 one, though. It was a 500 rating match. Actually, no, this one's 550. What the fuck am I talking about? There's a statement on the team. Yeah, we'll start off with some stats. This is before I had the 550 one, so this is the 500 level 1 Zssa, which has 16 ballistic resistance, 24 beam resistance, 8 melee resistance, because it's support, 46 range strength, and 9 melee strength. So it seems pretty obvious what you need to do with this suit. I mean, first of all, your body is covered in fucking missiles. It looks like a bad acne day on your body there. So you shoot that, you pop the pimples, you shoot everybody in sight with it. Well, and it's got a lot of missiles. So many missiles, in fact, that they forgot to even put some missiles on this thing. Because this thing, I feel like this thing, if you shoot it once, it's gonna fucking blow up half a block. No, blow up like an entire city. Because of how much fucking ordnance is in this thing. Even the description is like, yeah, this thing is fucking filled with missiles. But yeah, you got your basic little shoulder missiles up there. They're like 28 missiles in there. They shoot really fast. They do pretty decent damage. Like I think at one point it was like 480. And you know, if you times that by 28, that's a fuck ton of damage. So if you're a general, you don't want to be hit by that. Pretty great for suppression. And typical just supporting fire, suppressing fire, all you want. It's got some Vulcans, which pretty lower range. I think it's below like 200 range. 80 shots in it. A lot of, you know, Zeta and Double Zeta suits have better Vulcans than the first tier war suits. Thank goodness. So the Vulcans are pretty decent on this thing. I hardly use them this match, but it's probably because I have so many missiles. It's got I think it's got like chest missiles, which those ones are interesting because it has a area of denial kind of effect going on with it. You shoot them, they're slow, and they don't stun at first, but apparently if somebody sticks around and it will stun pretty quickly. Like if you shoot somebody with it directly and they get hit again, they get stunned because you shoot an area and then it'll show like a little, kind of like an exploding animation, cluster bomb kind of effect on the ground, like right there you see it. And people that are around it will get damaged by it pretty lightly. I wish it kind of did a little bit more. And probably I wish it was a little bit more bigger so you can definitely do like area denial kind of stuff with it. But, you know, it's pretty good for laying below somebody in a group of people. I don't know if it can stun your teammates. I don't think I bothered to try here. But yeah, you saw I saved myself there from that Gundam. That was definitely gonna... I probably would have fucking died there or been near death. But that's gonna be like in the next few seconds, so... But yeah, those are interesting. And then you have the missile pods on its arms, I think, which those ones are like the flamethrowers of the the assault gun tank, which they do damage over time. If you hit somebody with it, they'll get like a little fire animation, and yeah, they'll take like 200, typically around 200 damage each like second, which to me that's not a whole lot for like 500 and 550 cost, but it's fine. Like it's okay. You know, you get enough to where you can pretty much hit everybody once and they'll be taking damage over time, but or you know, you can just stack it on top of somebody. Actually, I don't know if it can stack or not. Something I didn't try out. Damn. And I believe there's one more weapon. Yeah, the beam shotgun in its like pelvis area. At least that's what I call it. I don't think I use it too much here either, but damn, I really should. It does a lot of damage. That's going to be like your only instant stun weapon. It overheats as soon as you shoot it too. So you can boost while using it. You can run up to somebody, blast it, and it'll take like 2,000 damage, depending on the suit. Like some generals will take like 3,000, which that's a hefty chunk of damage. And yeah, if you just saw there, this thing's downswing is a sliding animation, which is pretty fucking sweet. Not a lot of supports have that. Although this thing's melee is 9, so don't expect too much damage unless it gets a general. Oh man, I completely forgot. This thing has a beam rifle. And it doesn't stun at all. It's just there for damage, which I'm fine with. Really, this whole get up for this suit is just damage. You want to sling out as much missiles and shit as possible. You want to damage the enemy team. You're pretty much a walking artillery tank, essentially. And all of it's like mostly mid-range. You can't go sniping with the suit at all. So you wanna be at mid-range against a lot of suits. And I think in the inscription it says, and in the lore also, it teams up. It works well with the Gallus J, which I played some matches with the King because he, excuse me again. He likes to play the Gallus J a lot, and we tried it out, and it worked pretty well. They both help each other out a lot. You know, the Gallus J being more of a melee suit, and then you have this suit which is mid range. It's pretty fucking sweet. But yeah, the suit's pretty. I feel like I'm having a lot of fun playing this suit. It's kind of wonderful. There are some pretty significant downsides though, and some really weird exclusions in skills. I mean, so if we'll start with some downsides here. This thing's fucking massive. Even though the suit itself, like the main suit, is really small, the big old booster on it takes up so much fucking room. You'll just get hit by everything. This thing does have a back booster, like back buffer, level 1, which I feel like it should be like level 2. Take a little bit less damage on it because that thing is fucking massive. You'll be hit there the most, essentially. Unless, you know, they're doing the good old bazooka your legs tactic. And of course, another downside is it doesn't really have too much in defense. It kind of has the Schwarzenegger problem going on with it, which is it's made more along the lines of mid-range. And oh man, we're about to win here. Not enough points, but man, we're about to pull the clutch here. It's made for mid-range, but it gets stopped by everything at the cost it's at, 500 and 550. And it gets kind of annoying when you're trying to do something. But yeah, before we continue, let's look at this. Yeah, timeout. I say a good old I love you. Yeah, mission complete. And man, he looks so fucking cute right there. He's so happy to be here. And yeah, top assist, top damage, top diversions. God damn, almost 100k. This thing can and will do damage if you let it. Lot of potential for it. Praise some people. In third place, 1 and 3. Most of that was just assists and damage. I'm fine with that. Back to the excuse me. Back to the Zssa. I mean, I was just talking about it. So yeah, it kind of suffers that Schwarzenegger problem of being at mid-range, and really the only defense it has is the same old fucking. I don't know why they keep giving suits damage control as if it's a good thing, like it's a buff. I think I said this already with like 3 suits now, past suits, like the Hama, and I believe something else, the Cubile even. The Cubile actually works because the only other suit that costs is fucking the double Zeta. And it can't stun it that easily because it has damage control. But damage control is a pretty fucking useless skill to have at 500 and 550. I don't know why they keep giving it to supports like it's gonna help. It only helps for suits to counter the same suit of its kind, pretty much. For supports to counteract supports, which is like, no, give it something else. It doesn't hurt to give it a dodge roll. Well, I guess not for this suit. It makes sense for this suit not to have a dodge roll because that's a big fucking booster attached to it. A big giant rocket strapped on it. Which brings me to the next thing where I feel like it does need a few skills. I just mentioned this thing has a giant rocket attached to it. I feel like it should need flight program. It feels kind of weird, you want to get somewhere high to get advantage on somebody, and of course when you drop down, you can't boost, can't do it. You have to land and then just hope nobody shoots you while you're dropping. And then really weird is that it doesn't have AMBAC, which that one's just really fucking weird for me. It's like, come on, man. It has a giant rocket on it, and you can't give it AMBAC. It can't fix itself in space. I feel like it should be able to do that. And I was gonna say give it force injectors, but I don't know how good that would be good on a suit like this. Yeah, just some stuff like that. And also, it's missing its leg missiles, which it has missiles in its legs, which if you thought that it had enough missiles as it does, no, it has missiles in the legs. And I thought they were going to do something like the Dom Barrage, where it has to sit still and shoot from like the missiles from its waist. I thought they were going to do it with its legs, but I guess they just thought that it had too much range missiles enough as it is, and they couldn't be half-assed bothered to put another one in there, which understandable, I guess. Maybe balancing problems, who knows. Yeah, I guess it's fine. I saw some ideas for like how to make this suit really unique, and honestly I was like, oh man, that would be cool. I saw one where like you give it an ability to take the booster off, and then you'd be stuck with this smaller frame, but it's more faster, and it wouldn't be able to use its 28 missile pack or anything. But I was like, oh man, that would have been a cool idea. They'll probably save that for something else. I think it's fucking small, so it'd be a nice small frame. I saw one where it's like, man, they could have done something where it shot all of its missiles out at once. Think of like Farah from Overwatch, which I know for a lot of people they don't want to think about Overwatch, me included, but you always see in Gundam where there's always some kind of suit that has a bunch of missiles attached to it, and then it does like a T pose or a Y pose, and a bunch of missiles come out of its body. They could have done that with the Zssa. I think they really could have done that as like a finishing kind of move for the Zssa, or just a sling down, damage down like an alleyway. It would have been interesting, and then maybe to balance it out, it actually takes ammo from your you use the ammo on your other stuff. Like if you use, let's say, 16 of your 28 missiles, and then 3 of your flame rockets from your keep saying from the the barrage. Man, I'm really fucking it up. If you use all those from your barrage, and then if you go back to it, well, all those will be missing, and then you have to reload to use them again. So I thought that would have been an interesting idea, to have like a barrage kind of attack. But nah. It said we got a pretty good support. Even though with all those things, like, I think it's a pretty good support. I do think one of the biggest things about this is that it does a lot of ballistic damage, and a lot of suits at 500 and 550. And if you want to go ahead and bring this thing to 600, it'd be fine there too. A lot of those suits have really low ballistic resistance. Even the stuff that this suit is at disadvantage against, like let's say Humbrabi. Humbrabi has like 10 base ballistic resistance. So you can defend yourself pretty well, do a lot of damage against those suits with ballistic damage. Hell, I brought this thing in mix-up mode, and it did a lot of good damage to Cubelays, which is interesting. Although it's probably because they didn't max out their stats on the Cubelay, so they didn't get over 40 ballistic resistance and made me useless, but it's nice to know that if a Q-Blade doesn't have ballistic resistance on, it will do damage to him. There's, there's some Q-Blades out there that aren't completely evil. But yeah, so far, the Zssa, not a bad suit at all. I'm actually quite like it. Of course, some of the downsides being a huge target, and just, I feel like I should do a little bit more damage on the area denial missiles. A little bit more widespread, so you can actually, it'd be more useful, I think, in that way. There's only a handful of spots in maps I think of that would be useful for that kind of thing. Which I'm thinking of something like mountain on A side, that little choke point there, right next to the little mountain that leads into A in the base. I'm definitely thinking Arctic base towards the middle, where they have the small little spots where only one suit can get through. You can shoot one of those area denial missiles there and catch somebody just trying to get out. Or, you can just use it for a simple, hey, you're near me, I'm going to stun you now. You can use it for that too. I definitely do think you can probably, if it doesn't stun your teammates when you shoot at them with it, I think it has potential for shooting it in the middle of a big old battle, with all the enemies, and they'll waltz into it, or somebody will get downswung into it. I think that happened in this match, where I happened to shoot it as soon as somebody got downswung and they just took most of the damage. I want to know if it does good part damage too. I haven't really tried to see if it did, but if it does do good part damage, it could be useful for that, even if you do little damage. The flame missiles are interesting as well. You do your damage with the missiles, and then you get your 200 damage per second with it. I feel like it could be a little bit more damage on that as well. Maybe like, I was gonna say 500, but I think 500 might be too much. You don't want to do 1,000 damage every 2 seconds on somebody. That'd be kind of outrageous. Just a little bit more damage for the flame shot. Make it, just make it like that. And of course, this thing has, obviously, since it's a support type, it has really low melee resistance and kind of like average hovering speed. I think it's like 130. So it's not going to be hard at all for an Arjarja to just waltz in on you and just take you the fuck out. Trust me when I say that. They will easily just shit on you. Same with most raids. I guess that's why they want you to use this with the Gallus J or other general melee suits. Trying to defend this thing is pretty interesting, because I did a roll reverse with, I think it might have been King 2, where I picked the Gallus J and he did it was somebody else, my bad. And they picked the Zssa. I was trying to protect him from the Desert Gelgoog and a Pixie. They both help each other out. So it doesn't have to be exactly the Gallus J and the Zssa. It could be, something like the DJ. The DJ and the Zssa, that would be a pretty fucking mean combo right there. If you want somebody fucked up, there you go. So yeah, this suit can definitely work pretty well in 2v1 situations as well. You have, your suit running after somebody, you can boost at him, shoot your missiles, have him stop. Teammate gets his melee combo off, and you run in there with your missiles and fuck him up some more. And I mean, honestly, this thing it has a pretty decent defensive kind of, even though I said it didn't have much in defensive skills, the weapons are pretty decent defending. The like I mentioned earlier, the area of effect or denial weapon, I can't remember it now. That denial weapon, it stuns pretty easily, so if somebody's chasing you, you can whip that out and save yourself like I did against that Gundam. Or you can use your beam shotgun. If you know they're if they have maneuver armor, but they have to stop to use their melee, you can probably catch them as soon as they're doing their melee on you. Use that on them, and they'll take all that damage at close range. Man, it's a lot of damage, like 2,000, 3,000. It'll help you against generals. Raid types, a little bit, but you'll probably still get fucked up by their melee. But it's there for just to get some damage off where you die, I guess. And I don't think I mentioned it, but the 28 missile pack that you have, you can boost while using that. You probably saw me do that during this match. So you can use that along with your particle cannon that I was mentioning earlier. You can boost with that as well. So if you want to charge somebody and use that and get a stun off, that's your only like instant. Directly, that's an instant stun. That's your only instant stun weapon is the Mega Particle Cannon. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the Zssa. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Zssa. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And well, I think I mentioned earlier, yeah, I kind of like this thing. I like the looks of it for sure, and I like its original color scheme too. I like the yellow one. I like its backpack. I like how it's just like a little small suit with a big giant fucking rocket booster on it, and it works really well as a support. It's just, you know, the problems I mentioned with it can screw it over. But it's really nice to have a suit that's super ballistic heavy, and it can properly deal with suits at the cost range. You just have to watch out for the, you know, all the stuns there, because I don't know why they keep giving suits damage control at high cost. Every suit has a stun rifle, so but yeah, with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.